Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another installment of Bodywork That Shouldn't Happen. So today we're going to progress on with this, and we're going to do a little something different from grinding, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. But I want to clarify ahead of time that I know some of you may watch these videos on this subject and kind of think, well, you know, you're really not doing a good job of that. You're not doing that right. You know, that's a nice old car. You should be doing it differently. You should be welding. You should be replacing metal and that kind of thing, on and on. And well, the thing is this is not a nice car. I kind of alluded to that in my past video, the first where I was knocking some of this stuff out of here. But it's not a nice car. This car's got patches and Mondo. First foot of this car up probably is for the most part not original anything. So that, combined with the fact that it's just really rusty in other places. It's got rust deep internal. It's got rust up in the inside the fender aprons, inside the hood compartment, you know, from the salt spray. The frame of it's okay. The bottom, you know, the unibody is still solid. It's got a lot of rust scale on it, but it's solid, so it's not in any danger of falling apart. But you know, that kind of rust, once it's got a foothold on it, you're not going to stop it unless you take the whole thing down to a bare shell. And we're just not going to do that on this car. This car is just for enjoyment. So what we're doing here is we're not replacing rust, we're not removing rust, we're disguising rust. So what we're going to do, make some patches out of Bondo and other materials, and then we're gonna sand it, smooth it down, make it level, and then we're gonna take some spray bomb, matching spray bomb paint that I'll get at the parts store, and we'll patch these, we'll paint these areas back and match them in. So that's the whole goal of this. So another one of those cases where I just kind of want to see where my abilities lie. I may not have any ability at all about doing these things, but I want to find out. So, and the way I'm going to do it, you're probably not going to take much ability. So that said, what my plan is, you see, we've got on each side of this car, we've got some big gaping holes here, and to patch this, you can do what they did, which is lob in a inch thick lob of Bondo, or you can do it a different way. You can replace it with metal, which we're not going to do that. I don't have the capability or the motivation to do that, so I'm not going to do that. So what my idea is, you need to Bondo it, but you got to have a base to Bondo onto. So instead of trying to pack this with Bondo, which will take too much Bondo and too much time, I went to Home Depot and picked up, this is called hardware cloth. It's not cloth, it's metal, but it's just a kind of a somewhat rigid but somewhat flexible metal mesh, and it's light gauge enough that it'll let me trim pieces of this out and form a base in here. Sort of along the lines of, you know, if any of you ever get into model railroading and doing things like that, you make scenes and you have to make mountains and things like that, and you make a base out of this kind of stuff, out of wood, build it out of wood, pieces of wood, and then you can use this to make a flexible surface to make a, you know, you put like plaster on top of that, paper mache plaster type thing over the process kind of eludes me right now, but that's the same idea we're going at. So we're going to kind of get a base. We're going to trim out all the worst of the rusty metal here and go from there. So we should have, when we get done with this, everywhere I'm going to do that, we should have this filled in with a metal base here. And it'll kind of explain itself in another video, but that's what I'm going to do. It's my idea. And no, this is not rust treatment. This is not this rust converter stuff. That's a waste of time. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of money. If you got this much rust, there's no amount of spray going to cure that. So That's just where I took some my Blitz Black John Deere paint and sprayed on this just to kind of keep any flash rust from going on. That's a laugh, and it's too late for that. Yeah, this thing is really in rough shape. But through the magic of Bondo and sandpaper, we'll make this look good again. See, this has got Bondo all behind it. This whole thing here is, in fact, I'm not even sure if this part right here is metal or Bondo. You know, you ever talk to guys up north and they telling you that it's so hard for them to find good sheet metal? And I feel bad for them, because down here, like I said this already in my previous video, but I've got a pair of perfect fenders for this car just sitting in the storage, so I could use those, but I'm not going to waste them on this car. So I'll patch these up. I'm thinking I may, not sure if I'll go ahead and pick that out of there or not. But anyway, so, and let me just vent about something. You know, I'll go over to Home Depot and shopping these days for things, this is just hell, man, because you go back finding this stuff, and of course the size that I needed, the small size, the cheapest size, is out. I don't know how that luck ever happens, and when the one thing you want in a store, if you're buying one thing, it's out. So I go ahead and settle for this one, which is a couple dollars more expensive, and get up to the checkout there at Home Depot, and they all, you know, they have these 3 or 4 of these self-service checkouts, which I refuse to use. I don't want to use them. I'm not going to use them. And then one person checking people out, live person. And so I'm in line there, and I've got this one item here, and these doofuses in front of me, this woman and I guess her husband, are middle-aged people. So we're standing there, and they're checking out, and of course, my luck always happens that I'm behind somebody that can't just damn check out and leave. They can't do that. They have to do something that's going to take 3 times as much time. So what are they doing? They're doing a credit application. You know, they always ask you, would you like to apply for a credit card? Which, that's stupid anyway. People don't need to do that type of thing. That's why people are in such debt. And I won't get off on that rant, but we know that's true. That's why people are in debt. Don't fall for stuff like that. Well, middle-aged mom and dad, of course, oh sure, we're going to come up in the world. We're going to get a Home Depot credit card. So they have to stand there and answer these dumb questions on that little pad thing where you scan your card. And the checkout lady, it's another middle-aged woman, and that's the worst thing you can do, is get 2 middle-aged women together doing something, because they're going to talk and laugh, and they're totally, I don't know how women do this, they're like totally oblivious to anybody else around them. It's not about anybody else but those 2 people. Those 2 old hens in there are all that matter. So it's like, I think it's going to tell you to put in an email if you got an email. I don't have an email. Yeah, okay, well, and you do this, you need your phone number. Is this the correct address? No, that one's changed. Now, I live at such and such. I'm just, and I probably stand there for close to 10 minutes, and no other register opens up till finally another middle-aged woman wanders over, and she asks the one that's having a good time doing the credit application, checking those people out. She says, "Are you tied up here?" And she said, yeah, I'm doing a credit application. Well, we're just, me and these other men back there wanting to buy stuff. We're just standing there just stewing. Sirens. An integral part of living in the suburbs is sirens all the time. So anyway, she finally opens another register up, and I get out there, and I told her, I said, look, I said, this is not a good idea to be doing a credit application in a checkout line, especially when it's the only one that's open. She said, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that she was doing that. People are so damn ineffective these days. That's all there is to it. Alright guys, I gotta get on with this. See ya.